Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Surprise Lethal podcast. Joining me again, we've got Sam and Lee, and making a couple of debuts, we've got Jon.
Yo, it's first time being on this podcast. I've been playing Weiss for 8 years, just like Lee.
And we've got Matt.
Hi, I've been playing for not quite as long as the old boys of Weiss, just the 5 years or so.
I'm very excited for this lineup. It's very spicy. I just want to put it out there. So to kick things off, we're going to talk about the ban list restriction list, I guess. Since that was updated, 2 days ago? It'll go into effect in a couple of days.
Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Comes into effect on the 1st.
Yeah. That nice little in-between point between it being legal and yeah.
But, all 8 days left to enjoy Keen Logic before it gets ruined forever.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
We'll keep trying, Jon. We'll keep trying.
Restricted, yeah. The Merlin alarm is now completely banned just because of how much representation Keen Logic's still getting in Japan using the Nina. Which I'm sure all the Keen Logic players are very upset about.
I actually didn't realise it was still so popular over in Japan. But then when we was talking to Lee Lloyd, he really wasn't surprised, so I guess it must have been.
Yeah, I've been looking at a few of the lists posted on Bushiroad's site. It does crop up a lot, which I was very happy about.
I hear a lot of people on other Discords talking about how much representation it got at like BCF. And there's only when I saw some tier list of series representation that I actually started to think, oh wow, it's really popular still. But yeah, I guess it's been maybe fairly hit, because I guess it's still kind of oppressive.
It's oppressive. It's pretty crippling.
Yeah. Before the ban list, the deck was still pretty oppressive. Just neat.
It was.
It was still strong.
How would you say, Lee? I've played the deck against you a fair whack.
Yeah, it's still strong, but it's nothing a couple of anti-changes can't handle. I'd say more than anything, the most annoying part's the memory kick. Because if you get a bunch of trances on the front and then the memory kick behind it, that's kind of like what pushes it over the edge.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
That was my main worry playing Priestess against it. I can side attack all I want, but if he's just going to boost into memory, well then.
That's why Keen Logic is the better Priestess.
Was.
Yeah, it was.
I love slumming down climaxes to hit for 5+ each turn.
Hell yeah.
It's just that extra soul they gave it each time. It's like, no, please don't.
True. But maybe they were thinking, oh, you can just do the side and hit for less with it, rather than just crunching all in and hitting with the big numbers.
That works for the first turn.
Yeah, and then they've got nothing and you're just swinging big. Yeah, it's. I'm very sad about this ban. as Lee is thoroughly aware that I've been crying for the past 2 days about it.
Yep.
But
what would you how would you rate Keen Logic now post ban?
It's definitely lost a lot of its consistency now, super consistency. But I'd have to test it all again.
Yeah.
But there's pretty much just 2 roads you can probably go with Keen Logic now. It's the sleepy time, pay 1 on reverse burn 2 combo, or you try and make trance work with the Mahiro level 3, which is a lot more gambly.
I think I was talking with Matt a few days ago about what I think play Keen Logic is now. And decided that I'll probably end up using Sleepy Time, but using one of the chances that heals, just as like a just like a blank early play heal, pretty much.
Just the blanket boost. Well, just use the back row.
Yeah, that's the only one that heals.
Yeah.
The
So
one
that's-
that heals. There's on a combo or something else, but one two.
Yeah, there's the restand combo.
Like probably if you use that, you probably just don't even follow the combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that even existed.
You just might as well play the back row then if you're just using it as a heal.
Yeah, I mean it depends.
Like, there's literally, even with all these changes, the restand is still so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like by them banning the alarm, it's just lost what makes it unique, and it's just kind of like you might as well just be playing other sets at this point, to be honest. I mean, if you really love Hina Logic, then sure you can play a worse version of some other deck, but
if you're really sad that Bushiroad killed Lock and Logic,
yeah, so like spamming the trances was what made it Hina Logic.
Yeah.
So obviously it was the first set to come out with a whole trance mechanic, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Gurren Lagann stole it.
Gurren Lagann made it worse. Frank stole it, but like neither of them had the alarm, and now without the alarm, they're all kind of just the same kind of thing now.
I guess they made the first set to test the mechanic. It was kind of underwhelming, so they gave it a better card for the mechanic, and then the better card ended up being too good.
Yeah,
It just helped to be too consistent. That's the issue.
Yeah.
And now you're right. Suddenly, Frank's has gone being a poor man's Hina Logic to Hina Logic being arguably a worse version of Frank's.
a poor man's Hina Logic.
Hina Logic is now a poor man's Hina Logic. Oh, I guess talk about the other change to the restriction list. Cordelia's Garden is now allowed as a 2-of, and that changes literally nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Like that card you didn't play, you can now not play 2 of it.
That's basically my view.
I always forget that that's even on the ban list. It's just one of those cards that's been on there for so long.
Why was it on there originally? Was it because of standard in some way?
I'm pretty sure it was part of just heal looping, because Milky Holmes just massively healed a ton in the early days.
Once upon a time, when your finisher was like a pair of clock kicks or a couple of burn ones, healing meant a lot more.
Yeah, I suppose.
But yeah, Cordelia's Garden is from like the first set, so it's before
you even had a couple of clock kicks.
Yeah, it's before you had any of like the more recent stuff Milky Holmes has. So before it had its Amagi top 4, before it had its walls at level 1 that got stock. So it's a very outdated card.
Prior to the Kansai Revolution, where all the decks were just who can heal the most.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Pretty much.
But yeah, the card's too bricky. You'd rather pay the 2 stock to have 1 heal instead of 2 and have a reasonable level 3 on board.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much sums that up.
Like the space it takes up is pretty pointless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's in like you could put Cordelia's Flower Garden in, or you could put something in that tries to get you to win the game rather than not lose the game.
Yeah, like heal 2 really isn't enough to guarantee that you're just going to live another turn.
Yeah,
heal 5, on the other hand. Am I right, Sam?
Heal 5 is very useful.
This is the perfect segue into talking about Goblin Slayer, because in the last episode, pretty much everyone involved thought that Goblin Slayer was going to be hit in some form, and
I didn't.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be hit.
I made my prediction if it was going to get hit, but I didn't think it was going to get hit.
If Goblin Slayer gets hit, it'll be in the next round of ban list changes.
Yeah.
After Worlds is finished.
I don't know. It's.
I said if it gets hit.
Yeah,
I'm not confident it will, but if it does.
Yeah, it's a bit too fair.
It's like how we play as well. Stuff. Yeah,
And
we're all
then-
playing Priestess over here, but you look at all the JP lists, and it's either standby or 8 gates.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think,
it's
I think that's exactly the reason.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if the only common denominator with all the topping decks is the level 1 combo, so you can't really do anything about the level 1 combo at this point, at least.
Take that out,
Pretty
and then
much.
the set's just. What's the other plus in combo? A clock 1, give 2 people on reverse salvage.
Hell yeah.
No thanks.
That's a spicy meatball. That.
No, man, you just change into yellow and run the elf.
Well,
Oh yeah, I forgot about yellow. Oh,
8
8 shots, beautiful.
shot is the play.
Oh
I'm sure
god.
still like
If-
the only one in the world with a good result with 8 shot.
If you want to
It's
play 8
still
shot,
the highest ranked Goblin Slayer in the UK tournaments.
if you want to play 8 shot, just play Nanoha. You know,
Exactly.
the superior character.
True.
The superior early play.
Does she
Yeah.
burn 1 4 times? Well, 2 times in 2 whiffs, but you know.
No, technically she could burn for 8 if you reveal. No, 7. Sorry, if you revealed all 7 of your remaining climaxes.
Very true.
Massive
Fair.
break. Yeah, I think the only other thing with the ban list is they still haven't lightened up on series like Cinderella Girls, Kantai, Monogatari.
I actually think Cinderella Girls could probably be freed at this point, or at least a little bit.
I was honestly kind of expecting that
Maybe.
for them to at least like lift the Ricky,
Yeah,
just make the deck more consistent. It's not got any tops. For, like how long?
Like what, 2-3 years now?
Yeah.
especially because the way Japan tends to work is once a set gets to a certain age, they just bin it for newer stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the ban list at the moment, what do you even run if you run Cinderella Girls? It's usually just gonna be
Smiling
the
combo.
Ricky, innit?
Yeah.
Smiling combo
Just
stuff.
smiling
Okay.
combo because
You just run it without all the
It's-
other tech stuff that's been restricted.
Basically, you change your entire top end.
Hmm.
because Cinderella Girls top ends aren't all that great.
Smiling combo is at the Izuki level 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just go like the either of the top 4s for consistency reasons. Do
Pretty
that, I guess.
much.
And the 2 people rooting for Marika to get lifted will have to wait another 10 years.
I was actually talking about that with Gemma the other day, and I was thinking, like, multiple Maricas is still just kind of insane.
Yeah.
It is,
Yeah,
but
true.
Marika doesn't exactly get big. It's tricky enough to get that first reverse, let alone getting 2 reverses.
I mean, sure you can beat it, but it's still even like just as on attack burn one for no condition, basically.
Yeah,
That's still pretty good.
it is.
And if you can just
I-
make like multiple of them, then needing to get bigger in multiple lanes is a big deal.
Hmm. I don't know. I think with the power level the meta is at the moment, Marika at 2 would be fine. I think Marika could definitely come back to 2 at the moment, and it wouldn't be that bad.
Well, it won't for the time being, as we know.
Yeah,
Hooray.
maybe next time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's not really much else to cover with the ban list. There's probably not much point talking about Haruhi because they just hate emo swing.
Pretty much.
They
Yeah,
just
I
wish
mean,
they
they
never
gave
printed
that
that
whole
card.
article on why things like emo swing's not the anti-climax event, is it?
Nah,
That's the other one. I always mix those two up.
Yep.
emo swing.
Still can't believe English just outright decided not to print it.
Yeah,
Still my favourite English printing decision ever.
Yeah.
Mm.
just skip the number.
Outside of completely destroying Nisakoi.
But don't tell Luke it's been completely destroyed because he'll still play top check burns in a burn 5 event.
Oh god.
Cruise his way to a positive record at
Let's not tangent in that direction.
Yeah, that's a good idea,
I think I'm good on that one.
Anyways, moving on. I think we should, since we've got Lee here, it's a pretty good idea to talk about Symphogear.
Hell yeah, Symphogear.
So
If you haven't watched Symphogear, go watch Symphogear. It's good.
Probably skip it. Season 1 though.
What's up with Symphogear airing 2 seasons at the moment? I'm looking at Crunchyroll and they're airing 2 separate things. I'm like, what is this?
Are they?
One's the reprint season, obviously.
Alright, anyway, cards.
card games. So I imagine most of this call doesn't have much of an interest in figure to know what a lot of the cards do. And I know at least recently I've been distracted by other JoJo related card of the days to look at the Symphogear card of the days.
So, if you look at most of the comic sections on, say, like Global or something, people are like so busy complaining about how trash all the cards of the day cards are. They forget that Symphogear is actually on its 5th booster, is it? Yeah, and its 5th full booster. And at this point, you just pick the best cards of the new set, and then start taking all the other best cards and building decks, pretty much.
It's
Yeah,
like,
with that many sets out, they're not going to make a whole booster that's just going to be fantastic.
So currently, basically, the shells for Symphogear are all based around standby. There's like a couple of variations in what you do at level 1 or at level 0, but they all curve out into the same comboless finish, which is a healer that has on reverse in both turns, pay 1, ditch 1, burn 1, an optional memory kick, and then the Chris, which is on attack, pay 3, discard 2, burn 3 on attack, and it has red card encore and -1 soul to the thing opposite, and then you just build a standby shell around it. So for the new cards, the main things I've been paying attention to is stuff that can either build from the Tsubasa waifu shell, pretty much, or into the straight standby deck. So the first card I wanted to talk about is the new Tsubasa Brainstorm. So start your climax phase, look at the top card of your deck, and then it's pay 1, tap self, search Brainstorm. The reason I wanted to point this one out is because currently the best Brainstorm for Symphogear is a pay 1, tap self, top 4, salvage Brainstorm, and that's all it does.
I remember when I attempted to build the Tsubasa quote-unquote waifu deck, had a few other decent cards in. I opted to just not use the Brainstorm and use the Imagi.
Yeah.
And I think that like is what kind of happened towards the end of the last booster, right?
So the back row tends to be the salvage Brainstorm from the first set and the Imagi promo, basically. That's your back row until you like standby in the level 3 2000 power in front optional memory kick. And then obviously this Tsubasa Brainstorm, you can fit it into basically Tsubasa waifu because it's another Tsubasa card. And you get the nice little free bit of information, which is always good. Help you decide where you want to attack first.
Help you see your standbys. That 1 second a bit too early.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I'm going to get that first standby.
Help you set up side attacks.
True.
Yeah, it's one of those effects that's like, it's not always going to come in handy, but when it does come in handy, you're very glad that you have it.
Pretty much. So, looking at the next 2 cards, and these are the cards that I'm really excited about. So, new Tsubasa level 3, climax combo with a pants. On attack, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck, select up to 2, put them in the waiting room, return the rest back to the top, and then do the same with your own deck. So basically Mocha combo. And then it also has pay 2, reveal a level 1 Shirabe. When it gets attacked, you can pay the cost. You select the character opposite, it gets -2 soul, and then the Tsubasa also gets 2000 power for the turn. The card that pairs with that is 500 power for every other music. It's a 4000 power base, so it's 6000 power with the full field, and then resonate the Tsubasa to get pay 1 double trigger.
2 very solid cards.
Yeah. don't know, man.
Wait, what do you mean
I
you don't know?
really like that new Subasa combo.
Yeah, it's
The
like
combo's good. The resonance tacked onto it is a bit.
I guess that's a mechanic they try to push a lot with this booster, right?
Yeah, the resonating with certain other characters they're pushing pretty hard.
So the character pairings in this set are basically flavorful to the anime series because they paired them all off and had them go off and do different things. So that's why they've done that with this set. But
I think
I'm
think
not-
the Mocha clone is like low-key one of the best cards in what I've seen. But that's just because I love the idea of a kind of mid-rangey finisher. I didn't get to kill them. I have a sick option to live next turn as well.
that's the reason I'm excited for it because I know you liked the Mocha combo anyway, didn't you, Brandon?
Yeah.
So
Especially if you like
the
standbying and a good backer, the extra 2k can matter as well. Like, because you can quite easily get like 14k plus, right?
I think with this shell you wouldn't be running standby. You'd actually be running. Would it be 8 pants? I can't remember whether the one-off combo is on a book or a pants. It might be book pants, but
Using the Minami combo.
yeah,
That's fair. So I guess it's still an option to like play some good backer and get out of reverse range of select cards.
pretty much. I mean, I tend to be a fan of some of the more defensive cards. So that's the other reason why I like this. And having a somewhat finish that is free, it's always pretty good. Means you can not worry too much about stock through the game.
Yeah, if you're pairing it with like the on attack, then that's something you don't have to spend stock for.
Yeah.
Combo, yeah.
Exactly. And double trigger on the level 1. I mean, who doesn't like double trigger? And if you don't like double trigger, you're wrong. It's great.
See, I'd almost be tempted to try and include standby with this list because also the idea of like going, oh, I'm gonna twin drive and trigger some standbys. But that might be a bit too greedy.
I suppose you could try that.
Yeah.
I suppose in this build it sounds almost mono blue, but I assume you're taking another colour in. So what's best to complement it, yellow or red?
Definitely red.
Yeah.
Always.
You want the clock bond to the middle, right?
Yeah, you would.
So that's just like in there inherently, anyways.
Yeah, because from the mobile stuff you've and the original set, you've got like the whole Kanade Tsubasa thing. Now you've just got an extra character pairing on top of it. Like splashing the green isn't really a problem for the level 1 because you've got the level 0 Shirabe, which is on attack, give a character 1,500 power. When you play it from hand, look at the top 2 cards of your own deck and rearrange them. And I love that card anyway.
So I guess next card.
The next card, not much to say about this one. It's just a green early play Shirabe heal. 4 or more music characters, loses a level. On play, heal 1. When it attacks, choose another music. Give out 500 times the number of your other music. Basically, I just thought it's another interesting option for an early play healer. If you're playing green alongside the blue anyway, maybe you could put that into the deck. Who knows? Just might not be relevant, but at the same time it might be. Because the other thing you've got to remember with Symphogear is if we go back to the 3rd set, Tsubasa, Hibiki, Chris, Maria, or I can't remember if Shirabe Kurika. Do you remember, John, if they got the early play events?
No, those 2 didn't.
Okay, so the other 4 girls all got an event which says so it's a 2-1 event. You can bounce a level 2 or higher character with that name, and then play a level. No, it's not even a level, is it? It's just play a character of that name from your hand to stage. So you effectively turn a level 2 into a level 3.
I liked this.
So
little plays with like level boosters and stuff.
because there was loads of cards in Symphogear that give out levels, so you turn your level 1s into level 2s and then bounce them to turn them into level 3s.
There's even like a 1-0 that like grab the event for pay 1, and then you could just like cycle that a lot.
Yeah, they printed those level 1s in the mobile 4th set, I think.
Yes, and I think there's a bunch of other ones that grab them as well. Like Chris's one was a back row 2-1.
Oh,
Also grabbed it as well.
Yeah, the level booster.
Oh,
I remember that one.
There's a bunch of ones throughout the levels that grab their events.
The only issue with playing those over, say, a simple early play here like this is deck space, basically. You have to find space, for all the tech and the event as well as everything else you want to play. That's why I thought I'd mention the Shirabe is just a nice option for blue and green to, here you go, here's a nice early play heal.
Being spoiled for choice is rarely a bad thing.
It's true.
Mm.
So, next card. So I think everybody's getting one of these. So it's a level 0. You can discard a music character, and then you can salvage one of the 2 resonant species. And then the second effect on this one is pay 1, ditch 1 to search for a Tsubasa or Shirabe. I think the second effect on the other pairings cards are different, but the first effect is like get one of each resonance. I think that's a pretty cool tech piece that they printed into this set.
I think that's really good. Makes it super easy to grab what you want, and even if you don't, you're probably, like you said, you're probably running a mostly Tsubasa shell anyway. So it just being a drop searcher for Tsubasa cards in general is already really good as a tech card, as like a utility card.
Yeah. And again, spoiled for choice in that slot as well. Because there's another pay 1, drop 1 search, which also has unplay reveal top if it's music, add ditch. For Tsubasa, there's also a level 0 that's on reverse top 3 for Tsubasa or Kanade. Symphogear's got that many cards. It's pretty crazy at this point.
Hell yeah. Oh, this next card. Oh, I'm so hyped for the next card.
Okay, next card. Level 3 Chris. Experience. Copy of itself in level. It goes from a 9k to an 11k. When it's placed on stage from hand, draw 2, drop 1. Climax combo with a gate. Pay 2, ditch 1. On attack, deal 3. And get 1000 power.
Hell yeah. An actual Chris level 3 combo that pushes damage and doesn't just do nothing and make you feel sad.
That's 3 is a pretty sweet number right now as well.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It's the good version of Last Shot because it's that 1 less damage, so it's more likely to stick. And it combos with Gate. It's so good.
And it's draw 2, drop 1, so it also filters for its own climax.
Hell yeah.
This and the Tsubasa are the 2 level 3 combos that are definitely, I think, your main 2 choices when you're building with this set, unless you're some weird yellow player.
Oh, yeah, Hibiki's still got some good cards.
She does. But
like the good old, like that, was it her new one that's pay 4 with a Kirika?
Well, we'll get to that. I'll come to that at the end, just for you, John.
I've got, that gives me time to go find what the card is.
But yeah, it's interesting how like the combos also burn 3. So it's like you've got the comboless Chris from the last set, which was burn 3, and then you've got this on combo burn 3. I think this is the combo I'd push into the standby deck, almost certainly. Because at the moment, at least the way I've gone, I just run a second level 1 combo because I wanted to run Gate. And this now gives me a reason to run Gate and a combo at level 3 at the same time.
Is this effectively just going to make your burn 3 cheaper? In that case?
Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? And then I suppose instead of standbying in the Ichival, you just standby in the healer Tsubasa, and then have your burn ones at level 2, and then your nice cheap combo at level 3. I think it might just flow a little better.
If you manage to stand by this out while you have the experience, a 12k body on. Oh, actually, what's its base power?
9, so it goes up to 11.
9. Okay, 11k body off a standby is still pretty decent.
Definitely. So that's that one.
Can't wait for this next card.
So Symphogear is getting another mill runner. Everyone rejoice. We now have 3 of them with different names. So this one is 2000 power and on attack 500 power anywhere. The only reason I'm bringing this one up is because this time it has Chris's face on instead of Hibiki's, which means it's red. And it means in your standby deck, you are no longer technically a 4-colour deck because you run 4 runners. You can take them out, put a nice red one in, and be on colour. Job done.
Oh man, hell yeah!
So the next couple
they
of
just know at this point. I think they just realise the meme at this point with the mill runners and just keep printing them.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, there's more reprints in Symphogear in this set. Anti-change counter, pay to discard 1, sacrifice a character. They've printed that in yellow instead of red. It's literally the same card. The red salvage brainstorm, they've reprinted as a yellow salvage brainstorm. And then, just because we really didn't need another one, there's also a green anti-change counter in this set, which is discard 2. It's pretty much Symphogear's at like critical mass, basically. If they're not doing weird synergy things with characters, they're just reprinting the same effects at this point.
Critical mass.
Yeah. So the last couple of cards I wanted to mention as far as like standby and Tsubasa show goes is 2 of the new Ignite modules. So for those who don't know, in the 3rd set, they printed a run of events called Ignite Module. They all went to memory, and the blue and the yellow one was a level 1 event, and green didn't get one, did it? It was just red.
Yeah, Ignite module. Yeah, it was just red, yellow, and blue.
So again, green got left out in the dust, and red got a level 2 one. They went to memory, and there was a bunch of level 3s that said if you don't have Ignite Module in memory at the end of their turn, they die. Well, I don't think these ones will work with those old Ignite Module cards because these events are level 3. They do have the name Ignite Module, so you couldn't run them alongside the old ones. But anyway, the first one is level 3, cost 1. You can only play it if you have a Chris or Maria on stage. Heal 1, choose a character, gets 3000 power, send it to memory. And that's a counter. So it's Jupiter, but with an extra 1000 power and a name restriction. I'd try and force this card into a deck if I could, but that's because I love the card Jupiter. You know, that's just me.
If you quickly go back to like the difference between this and the Cordelia's Garden, paying 1 to heal is much better than paying 2 to heal twice, and especially when there's a 3k counter slapped on it as well.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Healing in your opponent's turn is always good because, like, especially when your opponent doesn't expect it and they're like, "Oh, cool, I've got lethal," and you're like, "Nope, not anymore."
Making your opponent have to think is pretty good.
Yeah. So the second Ignite module, which I'm interested to get people's thoughts on, is it's a cost 2 at level 3 this time. It's green. You can only play it if you've got a Tsubasa or a Shirabe. Put the top 4 cards of your deck into the waiting room. Deal X to your opponent. X is equal to the amount of cards with Soul Trigger icon or Ignite module among them. Select 1 character during this turn and gets 1000 power. Send it to memory.
I think 4 is just too low a number. That's like my initial first impressions.
At least paying 2 stock for it is just too much.
You said this Ignite module's green?
Yes.
Is Shirabe a green character? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yes, she
Shirabe
is.
and Kirika are green.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of that.
I'm not too hot on this. I think it's
I
pretty
guess-
much. I think it's out of the three, this is the second worst.
I guess this is kind of usable in a deck that runs soul triggers on its climaxes. But I just hate the potential for it to be burn 0 for a 2-cost event.
Yeah, it probably is too much of a risk. I thought it was still interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want? Well, what about the third and final one though?
Oh, the new yellow ignite module.
Yep, which is a 1/1 yellow one. So you get to play this one 2 levels earlier than the other 2 new ones. You can only play it if you've got Hibiki or Kirika. Draw 2, ditch 1. Send to memories.
Oh.
Oof, 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 oof.
Is it not on a counter or anything?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like
that's
this
tragic.
better than the Mill 4 because you at least like dig for a climax out of
True, but there's characters you could use to do that instead.
it.
Like it at level 1, the other yellow ignite module is better.
Yeah.
The old one is top 4 for a music character, give out 2k.
Yeah.
Not even sure there's a competition between those two.
I don't know.
I suppose at level 1 the top 4 is better. Maybe later on in the game this one could be better.
But the old one does work a bit better because like the power pump is just so massive. So it just guarantees like if you've got any reverse combo, then it's definitely going through.
Oh, I was about to say, does yellow have any like filtering for its climax at level 3? And then I just looked at the new
Yes.
Hibiki, which has top 3 attached to it, so you really don't need a draw 2 ditch 1 event.
And like pretty much most of Hibiki's random level 3s, I'm pretty sure they all filter. I'm pretty sure none of them heal.
Set 3 Hibiki heals. Set 2 Hibiki has cancel burn on play.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so happy I own that still.
So yeah, that's the end of Ignite modules.
Yeah. Oh,
The only other thing for Symphogear is, as I was mentioning, the Hibiki yellow deck pretty much.
hell yeah.
So Hibiki's always like kind of been sidelined off apart from when set 3 first came out and she got like her own Shimakaze combo. She got a level 3 cancel burn combo. But outside of that, she hasn't really ever had anything too much special.
She got her Shimakaze was her peak, effectively.
much.
That's a bit depressing.
I suppose
You're
she
the
does
main
have
character, and you get a Shimakaze. That's very good.
She does have her own search brainstorm, which is 500 to the center, tap 2.
True. She does have the anti-salvage brainstorm.
But in this set, she did get an interesting level 3 combo.
Oh, it's so.
So
I've got it here for you.
Yeah, I've got it. On play, look at top 3. Choose a card, put the rest in the rating room. Climax combo with a shot.
Yes, Testament is shot. Hey, combos of your favorite song?
Yeah, I know, right? So on attack, pay 4. If you have 4 of the music characters, if you pay the cost, deal 1. During this card, it gets the following ability. When this card reverses an opponent in battle, do the following action twice, burn 1. So you get a burn 1 and then an on-reverse burn 1 for pay 4.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
For having a full field.
It's an option.
It's probably the best finisher Hibiki's ever got that actually pushes damage and not just confirms damage.
I guess even outside of just Hibiki.deck, if you really felt like you could build stock to get like 2 of these,
Oh god.
Hmm.
If they give Kirika a stock gen combo because she's in green. I'd take it on a bag and blind stock
Once
if
a
need
yard.
be.
So to pull off the dream double testament, you're riding that Kirika bag combo hype. Okay,
Yep.
nice.
Come on,
I mean,
Bushi.
if
give
you're
me
going
it.
for the double, assuming you're not playing a third level 3 in another lane, you only actually need 9 stock.
I suppose the
Ooh.
only other issue there is actually getting your reverse off.
Yeah.
Maybe you could. Maybe
Just run standby.
standby.
Just run standby.
I don't know if you saw, but did you see the 1-1 level boost that's getting printed, John?
Oh, is it another Hibiki?
Okay, yeah. So here we go.
Hell yeah.
All your characters in front get 500 times level. Rest it
Not
to
bad.
give one of your characters with music 1,000 power.
Nice.
And then here we go. This is what you were all waiting for. Activate. Rest this card. If there's one of each character with Tsubasa, Chris, Maria, Kirika, and Shirabe in name, select one of your level 3 Hibikis. During this turn, it gets 5,000 power.
Oh no, I'm looking at the card. It only boosts that Hibiki, the level 3.
Oh, does it?
It only boosts that level 3. It doesn't
Oh, yeah,
boost
yeah.
another
The-
Hibiki. Oh my god.
The 5,000 power is literally to the new level 3 Hibiki. Yeah.
I'll
But-
take 2 of
But
those.
two of your slots are being taken up by Hibiki cards.
Yeah, so you've
So
got
you have to have the other 5 in 3 slots.
Yep, you got to get them dual named characters on the field to get that 5,000 power.
Oh god.
Unless they
there's like
print.
a billion Kirika Shirabe cards that you can whack out.
So another funny thing I saw when I was looking back on Global to see if there's any non-card of the day cards I've missed. I saw a promo which has all the girls on, and someone was like, "What names are in this?" And then someone else just replies with "non-lol."
Oh my god. Why did Bushiroad always do this?
I think cards to like Symphogear users is pretty poor.
It's like they're always, all their cards are just a tad smidge from being really good, and they always like botch the landing.
Pretty much, but like I said, I think we're at the point of critical mass where at least like the main, like sort of best shells people are running at the moment. You give it like the new best cards that we've got, and I think Symphogear is more than competent.
True. I was like, it'll ignite modules like shell bits, and it's like it's got 2 guys that can grab ignite modules. So like,
I think it's
not
actually the
really
new
bad.
level 3 combos, which are the best part. Even though we're on like 5 sets of Symphogear, the level 3 combos have always been super lackluster. Like utility level 1, everything else has always been pretty damn good.
Yeah, and they've always struggled to like figure out what to do with the level 3s.
I mean, I think it says a lot when currently we've got 4 boosters of Symphogear, and the best finisher we have is comboless.
Yeah.
Because all the other combos just aren't that great. It's like, what is it? Kirika and Shirabe's is just power pump and a clock kick. Maria's is just... Maria is just last shot, isn't she, from the mobile one?
Kind of, but you need to have the level 3 Serena in play as well.
Yeah, they always tack on some stupid condition.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I guess also the fact that prize disputes to the decks that like myself and Lee respectively consider the best Symphogear builds. Yours ran like 2 level 1 combos.
Yeah.
Mine was just Tsubasa.deck, and I used the book level 3 combo that just draws cards.
Yeah, in Tsubasa Waifu, that was like her best level 3 combo, and then you had the burn one, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
It's
like
the
giving
old
them
level
match,
3 Chris was good.
I mean, once she had 3 soul,
yeah, that
two-
one. I like that one.
and it was on a 2k draw on the combo.
If they'd reprinted the climax as just anything else.
We've been saying that for years for a number of Symphogear cards. If only they reprinted this climax as this.
They've reprinted Billion Maiden for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess this is a good point to stop talking about Symphogear. Did you guys agree?
Pretty much. It was a good chunk of Symphogear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will just finish off by saying, I think with the new stuff, Symphogear will be like, if not like a top tier set, it'll definitely be playable at tournaments.
Yeah, that was actually like way more content than I imagined. Thanks for that.
What can I say? I love Symphogear.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to the next bit. We're gonna have a recap of War Games Workshop episode 8, which from this call, only myself and Matt went to, I believe. And neither of us even top cut.
Oh, fifth place bubble.
So there were 14 players, and it was won by Ben, which is actually his third win of the season. I think he's the most from anyone like not named Ewan or me, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is, yeah.
So he used Bang Dream for that, which gave me a lot of confidence in Bang Dream for the time being, because I was worried it was just like not relevant anymore. Quite foolishly, it turns out.
What build of Bang Dream was he running?
Stars Yukina.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
been a while since I've seen that one.
I think it had a single card from the latest sets.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Yeah, he beat James Thompson in the final. He was using GGO, but not a typical early play spam build. At least that's what I
Changed
consider
it again.
GGO build. He's using basically just TD level 1 combo.
I was going to say, is James Thompson got more than just TD cards still, or is he?
I delivered him the double R Len level 3 in the morning, the one on the gate.
Honestly, it looks to me like it was TD plus the level 2 rare package. I think those are on rare, and then just the level 3 finisher. But it seemed to do a decent job.
Sounds like it was a bit of a weird event.
It was. It also in top 4. The recent high flyers Peter and Cobain, but they couldn't meet in finals this time. And Peter actually used the red Poyo build as well.
Oh, man.
He was, in fact, the top seed after Swiss.
How does he do it?
But, I watched this game in top 4, and to anyone who knows the face, he was thoroughly JT'd.
Nice.
Yeah.
The usual.
Sorry, Jim. Yeah, so I personally used Million Live, expecting a decent percentage of them to be using Goblin Slayer, including Cobain, who just picked it up that day. Well, not that day, like that week, I think. So I was confident using my deck that I think had my best matchup against Goblin Slayer.
I'd sold one of my priestesses, waiting for this fourth one. He didn't send me a message say wasn't there going to be there. So I'm like, I'll see you there. Doesn't turn up. Didn't give it to anyone else. I'm like, well, Chud. What else is in my bag? Let's go with Little Busters.
Oof.
First 2 games were fine. Second 2 games, I got Little Busted.
Hey.
I kind of had 2 comfortable wins and 2 very uncomfortable losses, which kind of felt a bit.
Were you playing the 8 stock soul deck?
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like that's just the kind of deck that is.
I either like completely boss a game, or usually my level 2 combo doesn't fall in place somehow, and I'm struggling to win board, and I'd also do start on cards and stuff like that.
In the level 2 was the thing in our game, wasn't it?
In our round 2 game in Swiss, I had like 2 brainstorms to try and hit like 1 card to like try and get a decent level 2 game going. This is like 2 climaxes in 11 cards, so I thought I'm pretty decent for hitting one out of these 2 brainstorms, and then I didn't. So my turn was like kind of attack, pass turn ish. And obviously, little busters can capitalize on that pretty well, getting an extra turn of using a 2-1 combo, spiraling out of control.
How you were playing that build of Little Busters this time?
Yeah.
You never know with Matt because he's got like everything.
I didn't have the other one packed.
You should have seen it.
I might have gone for twins. It wasn't there, so backup plan. Old school.
At like a locals, just a casual locals. A few days prior, he decided to bust out Starduster and then in a friendly against me.
Oh man, that's going back a bit.
When I found twins, it was in the same box. I'm like, there's one person who will appreciate this.
I was going to say, you said Stardust and then calm down, John.
Man, back in the day.
Oh, John, I had my Could level 1 combo. It was beautiful.
Oh, the exotic oath combo. Oh, it's too good.
I just remember back in the day, me and Lee Lloyd would be playing cards at the kitchen table. Meanwhile, John would be sat on his laptop building yet another Starduster deck.
Hell yeah.
This sounds like the little period of time after I found out Starduster existed as a card. Back in like 2016. I was like a solid couple of weeks there where I was building all sorts of different variants to get Starduster to work.
I remember the constant messages, Brandon.
Is that heel hype? You know how it be.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, after this tournament, I think pretty much Ben, James, Peter, and Cobain all getting top 4. They've like cemented their state in being qualified for the top 16 event. Myself and Matt, maybe not the kind of events we wanted going into the end of the season in this really difficult race.
Honestly, being in Japan and missing that tournament and then seeing you 2 flop made me very happy.
I'm sure it did. So I decided to take very proactive action.
You went extreme, as I like to
went
put
very
it.
extreme. Luckily, I wasn't on my own, as John joined me. Go all the way to
For a nice coincidence.
Yeah. John and I went to Newcastle for episode 7 instead. Events are slightly delayed, started a bit late. And that went much better for me.
That was the problem. Episode 7.
So middle of the road for me.
Yeah. Well, I think if you're just talking about the tournament, we were all kind of like hovering around deciding what deck to use, like both me and John, like trying to figure out like what players of multiple decks we're going to pick to decide. We're kind of floating around, mostly a decision based on if Goblin Slayer would appear, and a number of players who were very happy to hear from Lauren that the Goblin Slayer player was not coming today.
Yep.
So
so there was me with Nina Logic all prepped and ready to go. It's like, oh man, gonna bust this out and take them all by surprise. And then I looked around the room and saw Persona, anti-spirals. I was like, maybe I won't play this deck and want to pull my hair out by round 1.
So in my case for choosing my deck, I was given that confidence from Ben winning with Bang Dream to go, you know what, I might bust out Stars Beacon again. I was doing some testing in the week and I was feeling very good about it. But I was worried about Boogeyman Goblin Slayer. Because watching Ben's top 4 game against Cobain, pretty much the only reason Ben managed to win was because Cobain whiffed horribly on his Priestess.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I'm not sure how it would have gone if he had hit, but it made it a lot easier for Ben. Well, saying that game like lasted 2 or 3 turns longer than it should have. But anyways, I was confident with Bang Dream. I was just worried about Goblin Slayer. So as soon as Goblin Slayer was confirmed to not be there, I was like, cool. I don't think I'll lose to anyone in this room. Being very, very overconfident. But it ended up paying off. I went 4-0 and got second place. Which, if I did the maths correctly, is the bare minimum I need to do to be ahead at the moment.
Aren't you like 200 points ahead of Matt or something? I think I did the math as well.
Yeah, that's the same as I managed to figure out. The Newcastle guys were really cool as well. So it was like generally quite nice of them.
Yeah, it was a fun day considering how blisteringly warm it was.
Yeah,
Even for Newcastle, it was horribly warm.
we got to hang out with Alex, and he showed us all the sites.
Yep,
Which
he showed us a store called Animes.
Yeah, Traveling Man, Forbidden Planet, the Asian supermarket. Obviously, all the typical Newcastle attractions.
The retro games shop.
Oh, yeah, I picked up Melee for 20 quid. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, Newcastle was cool. It's just a shame it's so far away.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I didn't tell you about my train ride back.
Oh no,
it was horrible. Like when I got on the train, like literally there was a first announcement: the toilets on the train do not work. So they will periodically stop at like every 2 stations so that everyone can like get off and go to the toilet.
Oh man.
And then we got delayed outside several other stations because works were happening. It took so much. It took almost an extra hour to get back.
That is quite dark.
It was very dark when I got back. And then I sat in front of a bunch of people discussing politics for the whole journey, so I couldn't sleep because they were having a very heated discussion.
Yeah. Well, I'll quickly mention. Quick shout out to Edinburgh because we don't really talk about that a lot, but they recently had their last tournament, which was apparently a week earlier than Eternal, which had me concerned when I received a certain email with the standings from the tournament. But I'm pretty sure that confirms that Ethan Wood will be in the top 16. He won that tournament, and it's either him or Chris that would get that invite. I just wanted to like give him a shout out because he's a pretty chill guy. I've met him at Springfield. And
is he going to come down for the top 16?
Don't know yet, but he's managed to top their shop ladder using decks like Fairy Tale, Nichijou. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's quickly building up to the last event of the season now, which, well, with the exception of Newcastle's episode 8, which is in a couple of days. Me, Matt, and Lee will be like the favorites to try and aim for that coveted 3rd place spot. That shouldn't really be coveted, but because Brian's in Hong Kong, it now is.
As we all salute Brian.
As we all salute Brian. And another shout out for Brian. Also, Ewan is still within reasonable distance of getting the UK extra invite for topping Europe.
He needs an extra 1,200 points now, though.
Yeah, so he needs to pretty much match best tournament of the season. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot to fight for. Also, because Peter's done like well enough throughout the year, it is mathematically possible for him to get 3rd.
Oh wow!
It just has to involve all 3 of us crashing and burning and him going 8-0.
Oh man!
Considering recent tournaments, I'm so much more concerned than we should be.
Well, as long as you don't play Little Busters and just play
Leatherman
Priestess.
turns up with my Priestess SP. It won't be an issue.
The season when James Leatherman doesn't turn up to Chimera.
It's pretty interesting though how we got the 3 of us all fighting over this one invite. It's never easy at the top of the ladder, is it? There's like, I think apart from the very first season when it was like a 2-horse race pretty much between me and Matt Mead, every other season since has just been like, if one invite's like not secured by someone, the other one's been like fought by like 3 or 4 people.
Like the biggest example is like the end of last season, where Luke was pretty much like cruising at the top, so it was me and Lee fighting for the last slot. And I think at the last tournament, while I was in Portugal, you were like 1 win short of stealing second.
I was.
But
In
then it
fact,
didn't
I've
even
got
matter.
it up in front of me. I was not very far behind.
Yeah. It's like pretty painful looking at the amount of points because the numbers are so big last year as well.
Yeah. And then like James Thompson in 4th was so far behind as well.
Yeah.
I was watching at one point thinking I might catch them this weekend, and suddenly 20% soul bonus. Oh, never mind.
I'm kind of glad soul bonus wasn't a thing this year, since I've
Yeah.
literally only scraped 1 first place at the season.
The only one, Lee.
Yeah. I think the most amusing thing is when you go down to Gemma in 10th and she's the only person in like the top 14
yeah.
who doesn't have a first.
I think
Does make
I
me
was
giggle a bit.
I was saying this to Peter as well. I found it really amusing that like my first place that I got on that was fucking with Godzilla of all things.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
I should have money counted that Godzilla.
it's just like, so
Then it would have been my first place.
probably just like swap positions on the ladder at this stage.
I doubt it.
Like,
But yeah.
there's like 1,000 points difference between the two of you, I guess.
It's going to be quite hard for me to get up into that second invite spot though, because I need like 1,000+ points.
I think it's interesting how as it stands with me being the lead, followed by Matt and the lead, you'd think it would be more difficult for those at top to replace their scores, but it's actually the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Like from those, I've got the easiest score to replace, followed closely by Matt, and then because they've just been too consistent throughout the year, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like my 1, 2, 3, 4 of my top 6 scores are all top 4s, but top 2s even. But I think it's like having my other 2. Although interestingly, I've got a 4th place which is worth more than a 2nd place. But yeah, it's like not hitting those firsts or not quite hitting enough Swiss wins has really hurt my overall score. It's like the bottom score I'm replacing is a 5th place. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm still sat down in well, it'll be 5th, won't it? And I'm like, this is nuts.
Yeah. The points have been like really difficult to grab this year.
And first places I feel have been like super important.
Yeah. Maybe too
Really?
important. Maybe that's a criticism of this year.
Yeah.
I guess another thing is like the gap between like top 4 and top 8, because I've had a few first places, but I've been low down because until Newcastle I haven't had a finish of 2nd, 3rd, or 4th this year.
Oh wait, you haven't as well. At least not in your top scores.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause it's like looking at your like top 3 scores, and they're all like 3,000+. And that's kind of like where the big gap comes in, because you had those 3 scores, your bottom 2 scores were pretty naff ones, so
yeah,
that's why it was so easy to replace, whereas mine were all like pretty evenly spread out, and I've only got a couple of those big like 3K plus scores.
I'm honestly pretty impressed that Star Wars is going to remain on my 6 scores for the year.
I'll be impressed that I managed to get bloody Sneaker Bunko in there.
I guess the other thing to mention, because Ben managed to win, or not come 2nd at his most recent sneak attack. That's not on the website yet, but he's got the shop ladder invite instead of Mervyn.
Oh,
So if Mervyn were to get that shop ladder invite, he wouldn't be in the country to play in the top 16. So it's effectively netted the UK an extra player for that tour.
okay.
As an interesting tidbit.
At least that. At least that's the silver lining of that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's pretty much everything to talk about the state of the ladder right now. Everyone who's comfortable is pretty comfortable. I think even down to 17th, like there shouldn't be a real jump. Like Lauren's going to be the next closest, and she, as it stands, will have a shop ladder invite as well. So I
think she's hoping to hold on to that shop ladder invite with their last episode.
Yeah, I think at least in the UK, the way it's panned out, the shop ladder invites ended up being pretty pointless.
Yep.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good point to finish the episode. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah. There's nothing else I want to mention.
Yeah. I'd say thanks for joining me, guys.
Yeah, it's been good.
Cheers for having us on.